Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on and we're going to take a look at a today's topic video. It is for the 30th, even though I know today is already the 30th. And so it's much of the 30th is over, but let's just say what was the big energy or still, we're still, carrying through with some of that energy. We start out with the Queen of Cups upright and the Eight of Swords sideways. So on the 30th, we definitely have possibly a divine masculine who's kind of stuck on the thoughts of this feminine, but this feminine's mind seems to be, kind of like swirling around in other ideas. I don't know if she's more focused on family, people that she loves, thinking about other individuals, but they're thinking about her is what I would say. And maybe even wondering if she's thinking about them. I wouldn't say her focus is on this masculine. He could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. She could be a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Jeannie, Nikki O, Dwanette Raven, Crystal Suzanne, Nora A. Thank you guys so much. I'm so delighted to see you. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do anything last night. I'm so sorry, guys. The final threads of moving just wiped me out. I got home too late last night. And I was just dead. And I would have had to shower when I got in at 10 o'clock at night last night and then sit down and do videos. And I was like, I can't. I can't. I didn't want to do it when I knew I wouldn't feel well. And today is a day off. So I was like, today I get to have a good time with you guys. So I'm really excited to be here. All right. So we have a Three of Pentacles along with an Ace of Cups, along with the High Priestess. All of this looks like, I think on the 30th, we have a Queen of Cups who's kind of loving her life. We see her doing things that she enjoys. We do see her spending time with family. If she is a parent or if she has, grandbabies or something, she's like loving on them. She's having a really great day on the 30th. However, and this makes sense because the Queen of Cups, of course, is very intuitive. And so is, of course, the High Priestess. She is picking up on some other energy in the force field. What are you picking up on, High Priestess? The Lovers. So at first I was like, I don't know that she's thinking about him. I would argue she is thinking about him. I would argue she does have him somewhere in the back of her mind on her radar. We have Knight of Cups. So either she has a flicker of memory. They could be either a very heavy projector at her, or she is just a very heavy, like, antenna receiver. Okay, and we know that a High Priestess, who also happens to be a Queen of Cups, would be a heavy duty, like, receiver of information. She can't help it. She's a walking, radio that can pick up, sounds from across the galaxy. So that's not a shock. But I almost feel like what she's reading is his energy. She is reading, and I don't even know if she's directly connecting it to, we'll say, him, or if she's just feeling like, gosh, I feel like I'm getting images in my head of love. I'm getting images in my head of closeness. I'm feeling more sensual today. I'm feeling like it would be so great to cuddle up and, spoon somebody and go out to eat and be, snuggled together and have, like, it's romance is on her mind today. Can I just ask, are you thinking it of him, or are you picking up on the general energy of romance? Hanged Man, no, she's picking up on it from him. Strong Pisces energy. He is over here delaying. We see him sitting in the windowsill, stuck, but not stuck enough to not think about her, probably very, very heavily. I feel like, I'm not surprised we don't have, like, the devil here, because I feel like he's just, like, projecting his thoughts to her heavily, really heavily. We have got the King of Wands in the reverse. But why are you sitting there in, stubborn energy when you think so much about her, but you're like, I won't budge? This is him in a karmic cycle of not wanting to show his hand, or not wanting to show his heart. King of Swords, does he think this is him being strong by squashing how his heart feels? See, I don't think this is directed at her. I don't think he's trying to be petulant or rude or egotistical per se. I just think that the way he's projecting his energy is, it feels like he thinks that this is strong. Hold back, show nothing. Don't listen to my heart. Yes, I think of her. Of course I do. Why so heavily today? Ace of Pentacles, he feels like there's something new happening in her life. He feels a new energy. Remember, she started out really happy as a Queen of Cups. She did start out with like, almost like a dreamscape. Like she's thinking about her future, and, dolphins are happy and joyful. And she's thinking about friendship and friends and love. And then her mind shifts to passion and lust, although it still is connected to him. But it's weird because I would almost say he's a high priestess also. For him to be sensing that she's in this new energy, this new environment, and I know her whole life's going to blossom and grow. Maybe he sees her as very, very, very happy. Are you actually spying on her, or do you just sense her energy? I can't figure this out about him. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Ten of Wands in the reverse, Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh, so he is a full-blown, like, okay, he absolutely is like a high priestess himself, but he blends it with logic. He says, I know she doesn't want me. I know she'll never give to me again. And I can feel that she doesn't think of me and she doesn't miss me. Well, the only way you can feel that is if you pick up on feelings. But he says, but there was legitimate, like she withdrew from me. She doesn't want to give to me. She doesn't feel anything for me. So he's over here in a very, he's trying to sit here and tell himself, I know she's happy and she's moved on and she doesn't want anything to do with me. And I am not going to let my heart feel the way I feel about her, because I have to look at this with, open eyes. She doesn't want anything to do with me. Her life has just started fresh, and I'm no longer even a thought, which is so far from true. It's so far from true. But he's going to sit there and tell himself that. Then why are you in the Eight of Swords sideways? What is this about you being stuck but trying not to be? The Sun, he's trying so hard to say, I'm supposed to wish her well. I should wish her happiness. I should 222. you guys hang on. That's perfect for this, but let's get a 222 message. A 222 message is Six of Swords. It's definitely time to move on from sorrows. It's definitely time to move on from hurts and pains. Why have any allegiance to pain ever in life? If we could do anything in our lives to make our lives better, why not choose that? Why not stop a mental process that's causing us grief? Why not stop, telling ourselves that something is destined to just be painful? Why don't we instead search for a solution? That's what that message says. Okay, now let's get back into this storyline. And maybe that applies to this storyline, but that's a great 222 message. He's trying to tell himself, I'm supposed to be happy for her. She's happy and she's having a new beginning. So that's it. Sadie first. So great to see you, babe. Hi. So good to see you. It has been a minute. You guys, I'm always so honored to see you guys. I've known so many of you guys for years now, and it's like, I'm so touched that you guys are here. Lots of love to everybody. We've got a Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Two of Cups in the reverse, the Queen of Swords upright, the High Priestess upright. So interesting, because we're back over to her side now, right? High Priestess is sitting here in this place of like awareness and knowledge. And what she is sitting over here saying is, I can feel him deciding that, he's done thinking about me. He's given up on me. He doesn't think that I was important to him. And, that's what I know to be true. High Priestess, you're not on target either, which is unusual. You're picking up on him trying to tell himself that, but you're not picking up on his actual emotions. Look, this storyline for the 30th says we have all this longing and all of these, like, I'm going to tell myself this, I'm going to tell myself that. This is the problem that we get into when we look at a High Priestess. High Priestess energy is murky. Yes, they're great at picking up energy, but not necessarily true. She's picking up on his energy that he's saying, I need to let her go. I should be happy for her. I know she doesn't want to come back to me. And that's him picking up on her being happy and her wanting passion, but him not able to understand that she actually is thinking of you when she thinks of that. Then by contrast, she's picking up on his energy saying, he's letting me go. Yes, he's telling himself he needs to let you go because he believes you're already gone and not thinking about him. But nobody has facts. This is the problem when we deal with emotions and not conversation. Truth has to be spoken here. We got way too much murky energy and picking up on each other's vibes, but not getting to the truth of anything because, well, when you can pick up on energy, that's great. But imagine it like this, and I would say we can all do this, right? It is not like a sci-fi thing. I think everybody on Earth, you can call a business and you can hear the pitch of somebody's voice on the phone if they're pissy, if they're hurried, if they're even sad or low energy, if they're nervous, if they are happy to be at work. You can hear that change in them. Like last night, the reason I didn't try to do any videos is because I would have been forcing my energy that I didn't really have, and I knew it would translate across. I would be distracted or I would be struggling to keep my mind going when I was actually too tired. And I thought I would rather not do something where it's false energy that I don't really have because it will translate. You will be able to tell. And I was like, that's just not fair. I don't want to do, I love doing this and it's going to look like I don't if I do it when I don't have the energy. It's better to like, actually be whole and do things when you can. Or at least that's how I see it, especially when we're talking about art and stuff. But I feel like that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Picking up on the energy. You don't know why somebody would be fatigued, or you don't know why that voice on the other end of the phone might sound snippy or rude. You don't know if they just got chewed out by their boss, or the boss, it didn't treat them well, or a customer was just mean to them and now their feelings are hurt. And then you call and the person on the other end of the phone is rude to you, or you just hear this edge in their voice. You can pick up on the feeling, but you don't know why the feeling is there. That's the problem that we're seeing in this story. We have two people picking up on the feelings, but without having any facts. And I'm worried that this is going to wreck this potential for them to still talk if they're supposed to still interact together, or they're both going to like surrender something that neither one wants to. Let me just see. What are you guys going to do? We have the Fool, but we have both dragons going through this vortex of energy. Okay. Guess what? These two are still running parallel to each other. They don't know it. Even if they both are thinking, oh, he's letting me go. And he's over here thinking, oh, she doesn't want anything to do with me. And I should just be happy for her moving on. Good luck with that. Oh God, I'm hearing that song. Chapel Roan. Good luck, babe. So good luck, babe. You can try to run from this, but guess what? These two are still wanting each other. This almost seems, I'm only chuckling because I feel like if these two try to let each other go, oh, it's time I let him go and I need to stop thinking about him. I think they can try that if they want to, but this says they're going to end up in the same place, because if their hearts are still like magnets. Have you ever tried to like put two magnets, in certain places? If depending on, of course, if they're too far apart, they won't magnetize to each other, but they'll always still be more magnetically attracted to each other than anything else, right? If you put a pencil there, it's not going to suddenly run off and try to attract the pencil. It's going to go for other magnetized items. But if you put two magnets, at a certain distance apart, they will still run to each other, right? That doesn't matter. You can try to escape this all you want you to, but you're going to end up together still. This is kind of like, oh, you silly little mortals, like the gods are probably laughing at these two going, yes, you're going to let each other go. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Good luck with that. You're not going to let each other go. You're going to find each other back in each other's arms. Wheel of Fortune, Four of Swords. Some time may pass, but this is all happening in the right timing. Even this energy on the 30th of two people trying to tell themselves, this is it. This is the departure point. This is where I know that they don't want me, and I know we won't be together, and I'm letting this go. It's so funny because even those words, like, get this whole like whirling, like, I almost feel like this is the universe, like with a safe cracker. Like, you just said the magic words, or you typed in the magical PIN number, and now the safe is going to unlock anyway. Maybe these two needed to get to this point on the 30th of saying, well, now I know that we'll never be together. And it's so funny because it's the exact reverse of what's actually going to happen. Maybe by the time night falls, these two could also both feel very fatigued today. They could both be surrendering this idea and saying, I can feel them letting me go. I can feel that they don't want to be with me. I accept that. It's fine. And then it's like by the time they both either lay down for a rest or they surrender to this concept of, I guess maybe I'll never talk to them again. I guess this is where it ends. And I have to like heal that. Maybe this is where they get to some serious truths in themselves, right? Because you notice she's holding this ball of light. And it's like, I thought this is where this ends. How come it feels like the exact reverse is about to happen? How come it feels like an avenue is opened? How come these two both had to get to the point of saying, I surrender you completely. I know you don't want me, or I think I know you don't want me. Is this where these two, because they're getting it all freaking wrong, right? Like these two are picking up on energy, but they're not picking up on facts. And if this whole thing has been, they've existed in a 5D realm for far too long. Two people at a distance, two people waiting to hear from each other, two people never making a move. Now that they're surrendering it in the 5D, maybe that's what needed to happen for them to like get sucked into the 3D realm. Sorry, I have to make that sound. Sorry to anybody with headphones on that just heard me slurp. But I feel like there's this weird vortex of energy that had to happen, but couldn't until these two give it up in the 5D realm. And then finally they land back here on planet Earth. And the universe is like, fucking time. My God, how long were you two going to like float around up there, feeling each other's energy? And then finally, when you say, well, I guess we're never going to connect. And the universe is like, well, yeah, not in the 5D. I mean, that's as much as you can connect. You're never going to be touching each other if you're only in the 5D. Y'all needed to give that up so we can get you back to Earth. It almost feels like that's the kind of like the comical turning point here. They both had to let this whole thing go in order to then see each other today in the real world. Or certainly things are shifting so that these two can end up like gravitating to each other. 9 of Swords, I almost think, I don't know if suddenly there's going to be like a powerful desire for these two to talk if it comes up out of nowhere, but swords are communication and thoughts. Is one person going to suddenly have this deep need? I have to reach out to them. I just said, I know they don't want me. I've given that up. I know they don't want to hear from me, but God, I got to check and make sure they're okay. Is it something like that? Like I just have to reach out. For some reason, I just needed to know if they're okay. The moon, there's something hidden that's going to pop up all of a sudden. Either these two will end up in the same time and same place, or they had the same wound that needed to be healed and they didn't know it. Somebody is bravely reaching out to the other one. And it almost seems like it's against a backdrop of like sudden concern for one another. And it's like, I know you don't want me. I'm not reaching out to you for that reason. I just suddenly can reach out to you in the 3D because I got to know that you're okay. I was suddenly worried about you. Or I suddenly have this reality check that all this time I'd been nursing some kind of wounds. And I know you don't want me, but I just needed to tell you this final thing before I, just kind of wish you well in this lifetime. It almost feels like suddenly there's going to be the nudge to take 3D action and communicate. Moon, tell me about the moon. It's an unexpected, it's a previously hidden 6 of Wands. How interesting. Until a character or both characters could feel more empowered enough to bravely say, listen, I know you don't want me, so I'm not here with my heart in my throat. I'm reaching out to you because it's something I need to do. This is me being empowered. This is me telling you before this whole thing is over. I know you don't want me, but damn, I did love you, and I hope that you're always well. Stay safe, be well. I loved you then. You take my love with you, and that's how I want to end this. I know you don't love me back. It's okay. It almost feels like this is where the fear disappears. And now it's just like, I'm only speaking from my truth so that I can tell you how I really feel. If that's how they had to get out of the 5D realm of the waiting and the wondering and bring it into the 3D, which is to own it. I own my emotions. I care about you. I care that you're well. I care that you're safe. It doesn't matter that you don't love me. 7 of Pentacles. Finally, we got to that deep mining, that deep down, like all the best stuff is always deep inside of us, right? Worries and fears keep us from doing anything. When we get to doing that deep mining and we say, what really matters? Doesn't matter if somebody loves me in return or not. I loved them. And for that reason, I can tell them something real. That's how this storyline comes across. We have a character going to say what's real just because it's really how they feel. I loved this one, honestly. If this is what turns this whole story around, if them no longer being like tentative and instead saying, well, it's over anyway, so fuck it all. I can go ahead and say what I really think, which is I loved them. I got no fear of telling them that because it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. I know they don't want me, but I loved them. So I'm going to speak my final, message to them, which is going to be a good one. It's going to be what I really felt, which is all good stuff. Nobody's writing each other hate mail or nasty grams. This is like I feel better for being able to admit that I really loved somebody. So funny with the Page of Wands in the reverse. There's no expectation that we're getting any responses back. Is this him or her sending this message? Is this him or her? It is him. Page of Swords. It's him reaching out this final time. I say it's him because we start out with the swords. And now we have swords again. And it's him sending that message saying, you know what? All this time, I know she doesn't want me. I know she's happy. She's moving on without me. It's him going to send that message to her of, you know, regardless, I did love you. So, and I say it because he's also been spying. There was some way that he was like imagining that he knew that she was so happy and starting her life over without him, that he needed to break the silence on this one. Final message here. Final message. Page of Cups. Maybe there even needed to be a moment of an apology, or maybe he needed to reach out. This is a very special connection, and maybe that's why this is out of character for him. Maybe he would normally never do this, but she's not just nobody in his life. She's not just some rando. This is his Two of Cups. This is somebody to do the unusual for. Prove that this is somebody special by admitting to yourself this is somebody special. Remember when we saw him with that King of Swords, King of Wands in the reverse? And I was like, why is he's always sitting in limbo and he's holding back and he's doing all this and he's not opening up his heart. I think that the thing that had to unblock stuff was he needed to take an action that actually showed something from his heart. He worked so hard at being clinical and not showing his heart space that maybe that's why this is the, the secret sauce that unlocks all of this and gets this moving. It's not even that, he needed to say sorry. It was maybe he needed to show and admit to himself there is only one her in this entire world. And I know that because she's never been out of my head or my heart. She's the person I held on to. She's the person I still thought of, but she's the one who I assume I know that I've lost. He didn't lose her, but he never really showed her that she was that special. And that had to be said. She could have red hair, by the way, or certainly long hair, wavy hair. We saw her. He sees her with long hair oftentimes. And beautiful hair. Every time we see her, he may really, really like her hair, the way she wears it. Lots of free kind of wavy hair or something, whatever color her hair is. But all of this just said he had to go ahead and be the one, at least in this story, he had to be the one that would finally put in some 3D effort. But interestingly enough, it couldn't happen until 5D surrender occurred. So interesting. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this. Thank you so much, Wendy E. You're such an angel. Thank you, love. Raven Team Maniac, love you. Thanks for being here. Lightning Cass, hey. I know, right? Hi, Kim. Good to see you. Thank you guys so much. Kim, thank you for giving it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I so appreciate you. Catherine Hart, I'm so glad. We'll change up the backdrop again. We'll keep it kind of outdoorsy, I think, in this next week. But yeah, I'm liking the fall colors too. Oh, honey. Ken, of course, we send lots of love to Olamus. Oh, what a cute name. I'm sorry your baby has a wounded paw. I hope Olamus's little paw heals up really soon. There's that. It's so painful to watch a dog have to limp. It hurts me to see them limp the same way I hurt when I see like a human, like, swinging a hip and limping along. I'm like, it just like you hurt for them. Creepy but beautiful. Good to see you, Vibe. Sweet. Hi, honey. Shonda. Awesome. I'm glad. Caitlin V. Hi. Dionysus. Awesome to catch you. I love that, Dionysus. Patricia Bogator. Awesome to see you. Sweet. Thank you, love. I don't know that one. I'm going to have to go listen to it. The Sundays. Here's where the story ends. I will definitely check that out. Hi, Olivia. Chrissy, awesome to see. Oh, and by the way, just so you guys know, members, I'm sorry that I had to move the members video until today. And I said this morning, but honestly, today was a day off for me and I slept in until 10. And so I literally slept almost 12 hours last night. I went to bed at like 10:30 and then didn't get up until 10 this morning. So yes, but we did get to the members corner. It was just, I knew it was going to take us a while. So like between members on this channel and members on Tarot Dog, it was like 3 hours of storytelling this morning. So if you are a member, just know I'm so sorry. This is the first time I've ever had to like move the members day from Monday to Tuesday, but it was just, I didn't expect to be so tired. But thank you guys. We're caught up now and I'm super, super happy and I'm energetic again. So Ariel Lynn, hi sweetie. Air Bubble, shout out to you in the UK, love. Jessica Rios, hi, honey. Thank you guys so much. Mystical Visions, Godzilla MC, hi, honey. Hetty, thanks again, Sadie Bird. So great to see you. Shout out to you in London, mate. Hi. Hi, Nope. G Long, awesome to see you. Joanne Roberts. NES, hi, babe. Hello, smile, please. Steve Rogers, thank you again, love. Broken Bee for Bliss. Hola, Nope. ¿Cómo estás? Hi, Jessie. Michelle. Fee's Mystic Faith. Lalu. Sweetheart, just so you know, Lalu, in the members video that we just did, I think you were already gone, but I did timestamp and do a birthday message for you there, sweetheart. Courtney Walsh, Goddess of the Moon. Nora A, so nice to see you. Thank you, guys. And Tammy, you were first in the house today. Jeannie Vale, Nikki O. Twanette, thank you again, love. Love that little emoji, Twanette. That's beautiful. Jeannie Vale, always so great to catch you, love. Hi, Anishta. I am so much better today. I am so much more rested. I hope you guys are doing really well. Gail Rubin, of course, darling. I will be delighted. Anna, hi, honey. Heather Cowdrick. You guys are so awesome. All right, just a second. I want to go. Oh, Yale, you were too sweet. You were too sweet. Yale just gifted yet another membership. And this one is going out to a Dionysus F8. Dionysus, you are now a member, just so you know. It means you have access to all the members' videos. You can just check out the members' playlist. And you will see normally Members Day is always Monday, but I had to kind of shift the whole week. So I just posted a big old members video. Don't miss that one out, just because each time that I start a members video, I always do an intro where I kind of fill you guys in on what we do in the members corner. Also in the month of October, we'll be doing our regular 2-hour members card pull session, but we'll also be doing a bonus because I had to move Members Day to Tuesday this week. So we'll be doing a bonus, like extra 45-minute card pull session somewhere in October. So don't miss that. Lots of little things that we do in the members corner. So, but Yel Rubin, thank you so much, love. Here we go. Let's get you a card pull, sweetie. Yel, you are so kind. Yel gifts memberships, and Yel is not a member, and yet Yel does this. And so that's why I always say, Yel, if you Yel has 4 opportunities. If Yel ever wants to type card, Yel knows that then I'll pull some cards for Yel to say thank you, because I want to be able to say thank you. So if you guys are wondering, that is why. And if you hear me call Yel D'Artagnan, that's because it's the other name that I know Yel as. So you guys are so awesome. Yel, my dear, we have the Moon. We have the 4 of Cups. And we have the King of Cups in the reverse. what seems to be hidden is somebody, we may have a feminine who has been extremely disappointed that possibly this King of Cups either has removed their love from her or she believes that they have. It's hidden from the King of Cups, though, is the interesting thing. This could be somebody long ago and far away. This could be somebody who's just missing a friend right now. It doesn't, not all things have to be about love and romance. This could be somebody who misses, like, oh man, they were so nice. That I missed that customer. They were really great. I don't know what happened. Or if there is this feeling of like, God, I think I offended somebody, and I think that I lost him because I said something, and God, I wish I hadn't said it that way. She's grown a lot as a person in this card. You see all the green around her. But in this story, and of course I don't read for genders, but we do go with what we see on the cards. And in this story, what it says is that maybe at the time that she either said or did something that she now regrets, it's like, I didn't realize it would have that impact, or I wish I had known what I didn't know then. That I think that's why I lost someone's love, or I lost their energy, and I regret that. I miss that. In this story, it says that it's a feminine regretting the way she either handled or mishandled something, or she spoke. Sometimes we say things that we don't mean to be rude about, but we don't know the reference point that somebody else has. Sometimes we have a knack for saying just the thing that stings somebody, and it's like, oh my God, I didn't mean it like that, or I wish I had thought, or I had been more careful with my wording choice. I mean, I'm famous for that. I never intend to be offensive, but you never know, if you're making one statement about one thing, somebody else could apply it to something else, and then it can be very offensive. And it's like, but it all depends on, what the intent was. Now, in this story, because she has so much regret, I still feel like he doesn't realize how much regret she has, but I also still feel like there is something here where she didn't mean to either say what she said, or she wishes she hadn't ended something, or she wishes she hadn't hidden something because it cost her this person. And it does seem like she regrets that quite a lot. Whether or not this is really over and done, I don't know, but it might just be that tip of the hat that says sometimes we don't realize that people still, they think about their mistakes that they make with us. Other people think about their mistakes that they made with us. And maybe that's just like a tip of the hat to remind somebody that I do remember that, and I wish that I hadn't done that. It's a regret. Even if it can't be fixed, it still is, maybe just that emotion alone is nice to know. May, you are so sweet, Angel. Thank you so much, May. Oh my God, you're so generous. Thank you, darling. Yeah, Ruben, thank you, honey. I hope the babies are all doing well. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for being here, you guys. All right, I'm going to boogie out, and I am going to go ahead and get over to getting some of our zodiacs done. I'll probably take a little break here, and then I'll be back for zodiacs and such tonight. But I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys. May, thank you again, Angel. You're so generous. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to disappear now. May, you're so sweet. Thank you. I hope that your food is delicious, whatever you're cooking. I hope it's just what you want to eat. Annie asks, me too. I'm looking forward to zodiacs. If you guys did not know this, last week we did manage to get 2 videos out for every single zodiac. If you didn't see the one on Sunday, I did get to everybody. So that's still out there. But then today we start all over again. So I'll see you guys a little bit later on. Okay. Bye for now.